For more on this story, we are joined by Nathan Southern in Glasgow. He is a conflict and non-traditional security specialist at the University of St Andrews. Thank you very much for joining us here on TRT World. Now, undoubtedly, her visit to Taiwan has escalated tensions between Washington and Beijing. Tell me, was it worth it?
I really don't see what the actual point of Nancy Pelosi's visit here was. Fundamentally, China is bullying Taiwan, is constantly labeling over this threat of invasion every day for the people of Taiwan, which is just not a sustainable political action. But what Pelosi's done here is simply exacerbated tensions, has now forced Xi Jinping to respond in some way. Well, the United States has not in any way changed or altered its Taiwan policy. The United States is still very much lives under the one China rule. It would be very different if Biden had announced a change to that policy, that Taiwan was going to be seen as a
Nathan, if I may interject here now, is
Okay.
the U.S.'s policy on Taiwan is still the same? Because not long ago, Joe Biden said when he was in Tokyo that the U.S. would get involved militarily if Taiwan comes under attack by China. Now, in more than two decades, we are seeing a sitting U.S. Speaker of the House visiting the island nation. So certainly it does seem like there is a shift in U.S.'s policy towards Taiwan.
There's a slight shift in rhetoric, but there's not actually a change in official policy. What Biden has said has been quite opaque, and he has said he would defend Taiwan from invasion, but specifically how he would do that, he's not clearly identified. And then whenever this conversation is extended to his aides, to his administration, the administration has always brought back the claims that he would be defending in a militaristic sense of Taiwan. So there's no clear direction from Biden's administration that if Taiwan decides to, if China decides to invade Taiwan, there would be clear military action from the United States. This is not a promise the United States has made, and instead we're still living in a strange ambiguity. Pelosi's visit doesn't clarify any of this and really just confuses the situation more and forces some kind of response by Xi Jinping. If they want to really make a difference, they could change their policy, but right now they're living in this ambiguity, and I don't understand the point of Pelosi's visit here.
Right. What kind of response do you think China is going to come up with? I understand China is conducting military drills, but I mean, that is something that China has been doing regularly in the region. Do you think it's likely for China to do something beyond conducting military drills at this point?
Well, like I was saying, the US's policy stayed the same, so China's response to Taiwan is also going to probably remain roughly the same. Xi Jinping has a Chinese Party conference coming up later this year, where he's probably looking to cement his position as leader for life. He doesn't want to do anything particularly heavy-handed. He doesn't want to do an off-the-cuff, outplanned invasion of Taiwan, but he will be forced to respond. What's most likely to happen is he'll increase naval presence in the Taiwan Strait. He'll continue to encroach on Taiwan's airspace further and further. The US will have an increased presence of warships near Taiwan as well, and there's always a risk of those forces having some kind of clash in the region. This will likely go on for a brief period and then likely dissipate as it usually does, with this constant threat of invasion always there, but not really extending much further out. It'd be much different if there'd been a clear direction of a new change in US policy towards Taiwan. That's not been the case.
Nathan Southern, thank you very much for talking to us here on TRT World's News Hour. Really appreciate your taking out the time.